The only time the liver can work is when you lay down and you stop and you go to bed. So if you lay down and you get 8 hours and you wake up and you're not rested, there is a liver imbalance.
Wow.
So fatigue comes from maybe not sleeping well, maybe too much stress, maybe you don't drink enough water. We fail to realize, see, drinking water is not a 20th century fad. Our body, and we mostly know, is 75 to 80% water, but we don't realize that the value that the water plays. It flushes us, it cleans us, it takes disease out, it keeps food moving, it lubricates the joints in the arms, it gives a glow to the skin. So it's not just about drinking water because the doctor said you should drink such and such amount of water. It's about staying healthy. And that's one of the worst things that we do, is not drink enough water. And the reason we have aches and pains, we can't get enough sleep, part of it is because we don't drink enough water. And some people, when I tell them this and they complain about, well, in fact, if I drink water, I got to go to the bathroom. If I drink water, I got to go to the bathroom. It's like the kidneys are like a ballast tank. When there's sufficient water to keep you balanced, the water will stay balanced. So if you drank water, then you would be able to eat and consume your water. The reason you drink water and go to the bathroom, drink water and go to the bathroom, because your ballast tanks are empty, you are already dehydrated, and when you put the water in, the body does not have enough water to then consume the water you drank. It just kicks it back out because it can't use it because it's already dehydrated. You have to drink enough water to hydrate. Then when you drink water, your body will consume and eat it because every organ in your body needs it. But once you become dehydrated, it can't do that. You have to rehydrate the tissues to then be able to receive the water.
Oh, wow.
Once you do that, you'll be surprised how more calm you are, because if you think about water, almost all disciplines think of water as calming, spiritual, cleansing, purity.
Yes.
But we don't drink it. We don't drink calm and cleansing and purity.
Thank you.
But so now you need to think a little differently about consuming water. It will take away a lot of the aches and pains. It will help you become more regular, because a lot of the reason with a lot of problems with constipation is there's not enough fluid in the body. Second, maybe you might be eating the wrong foods, but part of that too is drinking, because part of the responsibility of the water is to flush. Once you get in a habit, your body will become so regular, so regular. You just get up and drink water. Drink 2 glasses of water before you leave the house. It'll change your whole bowel regularity. Drink it before you go to bed. So water is also, in this particular system, is very important because it is the source out of which life came. All life comes out of water. And you know, in the Kemetic system, we call it the waters of Nu. The creation came out of the black waters. So it is the most important element, and it is also the element, the kidneys and the bladder, that creates the energy for the entire body. All 12 organs in the body get the energy from the functioning of the kidneys. So fatigue doesn't always come from being tired. It comes from the kidneys not working at their fullest. So, and those are the types of things that I teach, that once we understand, you have to do better, because now you understand what's wrong and you can fix it. Previously, we go to the doctor, he don't know, they don't know, they guess, they try this, try that, and we still really can't find a way to bring balance back to ourselves and our family.
Wow. Okay, you know, I'm listening at you talk about the colors and the element. I like all colors.
Good. Good.
So what do that mean?
That means you're probably balanced. Okay. When you learn the system, the first thing you do is you sit down. Actually, my health profile, this is the last page of my health profile, and it's all blank. And I will sit down with a person and do a consultation, and I will ask them all of the questions I just said to you, that each color, I ask them about their emotions, how they feel, what time of day they feel best or worse, how they sleep, what do they prefer to eat, what do they prefer to drink, because all of the answers to those questions will tell me if this is imbalanced or not.
Okay.
How many times you go to the bathroom, how many times you don't, how much water you drink. Do you have fear? How do you feel about black or blue? And all of the answers I can write down, and it'll tell me, oh, kidneys okay, bladder's water's okay.
Oh, wow.
I'll ask questions about anger, creativity. Are you flexible? How are your emotions? How do you sleep? Do you feel rested when you wake up? How are your eyes? The eyes are the organ of the wood element. The ears are the organ. How is your eyesight, your vision? Do you have spiritual vision? And the answers, I write all the answers down. And that'll tell me if the wood element is in balance or not. I'll do the same thing with the heart. The heart is, the fire element is the heart and the small intestines. Small intestines is part of digestion. How do you eat? Do you have acid reflux? I always ask the question about going to the bathroom. Do you have headaches? Because fire rises. A lot of people who have headaches have heat rising and don't know that.
Wow.
And the same thing with earth. How do you, how is your digestion? You have digestive problems because here you have your spleen and your stomach. And a lot of people have digestive problems. And here's a little bit about the earth. The spleen's responsibility is to transform your food into chi for your body. So a lot of different cultures have used the phrase, you are what you eat. But if you eat bad food, your spleen can only create bad energy, and then your body can't be healthy.
Wow. So
the spleen's responsibility is for transformation and transportation. Once you eat, it creates what is called the grain chi. G-R-A-I-N, grain chi. It takes the quality of the food you put in your body, in your mouth, and it converts it to a chi energy. It's called the grain energy. So if you eat bad food, you're not going to get good energy. So what happens with the grain energy? So also the kidneys also create an energy. So both energies, after the kidney flushes, gets out of all the impurity, its chi that it creates for the entire body rises up to the lungs. The grain chi, after digestion, and it creates a grain chi, goes back to the lungs, and together they meet in the respiration process, and then gives nutrition to the body.
Wow.
So depending on how well you're flushing and drinking, and the quality of food you eat, they come back up, and that's your breath. It disperses in the lungs, into the heart, determines the quality of the blood, because the spleen is actually the first place where your blood is made. The quality of the food you put in determines the quality of your blood.
Wow.
So, and it's simple. You've heard it. It sounds very simple. All you have to do is change your diet, drink some water, and you can really change the quality of your life and the quality of your health.
Wow, that was amazing.
And it sounds intense, and it is only because we've never heard it.
Yes.
Only because we've never heard it.
And I feel because we've been programmed from advertisement and eating a lot of processed food, we're addicted to it.
Absolutely. And that's another thing. Absolutely.
And it goes from one generation to the next.
Absolutely.
And parents, that's why I talked about health on another show, because I showed a clip of Dr. Africa. And I showed this book, Fast Food Nation.
Right.
They break down everything in this, what they do to this food.
Yes.
And parents claim they love their children, and they still give them this garbage.
And it's an addiction. And very little of the food we eat is alive.
Yes.
Which is another thing. I'm vegetarian. And I don't really try to convert people, but I just try to help them look at what they eat. So if you're eating dead meat, you're eating dead vegetables, if you buy canned or frozen vegetables, the life has already been taken out of it. You're eating breads that have been enriched, which means it's been stripped of the natural creator's energy, and artificial stuff has been put back in it. You're drinking beverages that are not natural. Again, enriched. Don't enrich it. Leave it in its natural state and let the body consume it. So when you're eating all this dead stuff, how can you have good health? What you're supposed to eat is foods that have the Creator's energy still in it.
Thank you.
And that's really what vegetarianism is about. It's about not wanting to eat roadkill, because it is, if you think about it. Because a lot of times we just don't stop and think. If an animal is going to be killed, naturally it has this adrenaline shooting.
Thank you.
It has all these hormones shooting out because it's fear of death. If we get ready to get hit by a car and we defecate and urinate on ourselves, imagine all of the other chemicals that are coming in the body because we have fear. So if an animal sees death, the same thing is happening to the animal. So now all that is going into its flesh.
We're gonna end part 1, and we're gonna pick this up on part 2 because I want to share. I know exactly what you're saying. I witnessed it and I experienced it, and I left the picture home, but I can still talk about it. So stay tuned for part 2. The Creator in me greets the Creator in you.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Embark upon exciting part 2. And I want to thank Rose again for having me, continuing to have me. And we were talking about the importance of what you eat and how what you eat, the quality of what you eat, is determined and transformed by the spleen into energy to give nutrition to the body. But even going further than that, there are other elements of staying healthy. We spoke about drinking water. We spoke about not eating dead food, and meat is a dead food and what that means is it doesn't contain a life energy.
Thank you.
So if you're eating something that has no life energy, you are not getting life from it. It is not bringing life to you. And if you are putting something in a live body that is not bringing you life, it is taking your body down. That's basic mathematics. So it's important for us to realize this and begin to change our habits. We are the most adaptable mammal on the earth, but we are probably the most stubborn and basically ignorant because we know better, but we choose not to do better.
Thank you.
And we suffer that through our illness, death, cancer, diabetes, whatever we have.
Depression.
We have depression, emotional imbalances. 90% of them comes from what we eat. It comes from a lack of spirituality. I'm not speaking about religion. I'm speaking about a spiritual awareness that connects you to the Creator.
Thank you. That
gives you life, and you acknowledge that life every time you wake up. I'm talking about a spiritual relationship between mother, father, sister, brother, co-worker, neighbor. The presence or absence of that spirituality determines the energy and the power of yourself. The habit of drinking or not drinking water, as I mentioned. And also there is another level of healing that we oftentimes don't realize, and that is the earth, the entire universe was created for our health, healing, and service. So that everything that exists in the earth, including the animals, the plants, the fish, were put here to serve us. That doesn't mean eat them, but it was put here to serve us. But even within their own fauna and flora universe, there is cycles of service. You know, they are here to feed each other. They serve the ecology of the earth, the cycles of the universe. And I'll just take a brief moment. The cycles of the universe are integrally connected with the cycles of the body. If we learn to eat within the cycles of the universe, we can almost eliminate disease.